Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena. It's Kevin here for another Wednesday crypto show, whatever I call it. I don't really have a very good name for it. Does look like I'm streaming on YouTube, though. Yep. If not, let me know in the chat. Hey, everybody. Nice to see some regulars in here. And, well, what the hell? Bitcoin hit 88.6. Shit. I guess we're in full-on face rip mode, parabolic euphoria, I guess, out of nowhere here. Not really out of nowhere, but definitely old Bitcoin is on a rip. Funny enough, I still don't feel like the general public's in on this shit yet. When do they start coming in and buying the top here? I think I just saw a pretty funny meme about buying the 64K top. I do. Who knows? If somebody, well, did we actually hit 64? I think we did. Yeah, 64,100 on Coinbase. Maybe somebody could just let me know if I am in fact live. I think I am. There's only a couple people in here. Seems quiet for Bitcoin ripping up against the old all-time high almost. I guess everybody's scrambling to panic unload. Is that what's happening here? I don't know. Yeah, look at that chart, man. I swear when Bitcoin gets it in its when it wants to rip, it sure rips. Of course, that could happen on the other way too, on the downside here. Still don't have anybody saying, hey, in the chat, let me know if I'm even live, but I'm pretty sure I am. Maybe nobody's listening, hell. Seems about right, I guess. Not exactly sure where to start here today. I mean, clearly, there's not a lot to say about Bitcoin other than it's ripping here, and we did just come up into 88.6, so we've blasted through every fib level here now. Well, we haven't really blasted through 88.6 yet, but I suppose normally when we're thinking about range trading, we would have probably gotten stopped out a couple times here, and then now we'd be thinking about shorting again at this 64. Okay, cool. Thanks, Michael. So I am, in fact, live. Yeah, I guess 88.6 here on Coinbase is 62,896, and we hit 64. So, and man, what a move just off of this last. I mean, Bitcoin really hasn't had a lot of dips here in this rally. The most recent one, geez, we're up like pretty good clip off of that low. How far did we bounce off of that? Like 60%. And this is the shitty thing about doing, like, I guess YouTube shows, because right here I remember talking about 3-bar fractals, and of course we did see this 3-bar fractal fire, and we had even an M in RSI, and even kind of an M in OBV, not quite. And that was a reason, you know, we hit 61.8 on that ETF news. Kind of seemed like we could dip here against the lows, no problem. That would be pretty normal, and of course that's not what happened. But it's always hard to, I mean, I can't tell anybody to buy Bitcoin right here, or, you know, I wouldn't want to tell anybody to buy Bitcoin here at 41,000, 42,000. But then sure enough, anybody that did are probably like, fuck you, man, you're stupid. Because they're up 60%. But of course, what people don't tend to think about is the downside risk. And so I don't know. It wasn't a good time to be buying Bitcoin here as an investor. And if you did, I guess you're lucky here. And let's just see if you can bag some profits before it rolls over on you. But it's tricky. I don't know. We like to buy in good location, and that's sort of what we live by. And I can't really say that that was good location to be a buyer. So I suppose in hindsight, it is just like some basic technical analysis. It is interesting to see, like, you know, the 50% level is hit, oscillated around for a while. The bull was still intact. Well, 61.8 got rejected temporarily, and then the trend was so strong that now we've just blasted all the way through that. Now what happens? I don't know. I mean, RSI is well overbought, not in divergence. So that can stay. I mean, look how high overbought RSI was back here. That got up to like 94. So I mean, we're at 87 basically on RSI right now. So still a lot of room for overbought to just keep embedded, you know, and stay. So there's no real signal here, like especially on a weekly chart here. There's just no bearish signal. The only thing potentially bearish, I would say, is we hit a pretty big fib level here, and now we're definitely in the top of the range here. So range traders have to be thinking, you know, there's some resistance up here. It's kind of funny, like last time when the all-time high came in, this is pretty typical. You know, they just basically took out the highs here, and then just didn't have any volume. Like if, you know, the volume was waning. RSI was in potential divergence back then, and they just basically FU'd the highs here and then rolled it over. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, it seems likely they could take out the highs here, and then we'll have to see what happens. But we can't really say anything here. I mean, I don't know. I'm not shorting this shit. I suppose profit taking is super reasonable. And I have sold some, you know, I sold some at 61.8. I sold some in the middle of the reload zone, and I also sold some more at 78.6. And I didn't have an order working at 88.6, but I do still have a little bit left that I'm willing to sell. And to be honest, I mean, I set aside like, you know, 15% max to sell here. I'm not really trying to unload Bitcoin here. And I suppose this ETF nonsense is probably just such a driver here. I don't know. But hooray, hooray for Bitcoin. Here we are back at 60K. Fuck. Remember when crypto was just in the shitters back here with Sam Bankman-Fried and all that drama? I suppose that was this capitulation low. And man, talk about hindsight, but just that was such a capitulation candle. That was just like everybody throwing in the final towel. And then, I mean, again, going back to the location idea, like look at that location. That was 78.6 of the old range. So that was when everybody was panic selling and just got fully washed out. And everybody that hated crypto packed their, you know, sold their bags and ran. And then look what happened on the other side. Just tragic for like the, you know, people that get caught up in that, which is probably all of us at one point or another. I'm sure most people that listen to this show have at one point in time panic sold a bottom. I know I have. I've also bought a lot of bottoms too once I learned how this like location stuff works. And I suppose if I flipped this chart upside down, we would say this is a pretty good level to be knife catching. So, you know, selling this level it's not unreasonable. I mean, I think there's a lot of momentum behind Bitcoin, but I can't fault anybody for selling 88.6 here. Especially if you were buying down here. So I don't know. You guys tell me what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But holy shit. I will say that I'm not super, I mean, I'm happy that Bitcoin's going up. I like Bitcoin a lot, and I'm, you know, hoping that Bitcoin continues to go higher in general. But I'm not really thrilled about this parabolic move in the sense that I don't know. My worry is that this parabolic move just kind of makes it harder to get outside of the range here and actually start building above the highs. Because we're just going straight up here now. I'm sure if we looked at like a fear and greed index, I think people were talking about that in the chat earlier today. Like, does coin market? Yeah, we're getting up into like 80s here, extreme greed. So like, I mean, you know, that's not like a great sign, really. It would have been, I don't know, it would have been nicer to see Bitcoin sort of backfill a bit here, but it just didn't want to. So what can you do? But now that makes, you know, we have a very well-defined range here now, you know, with the top of the range up at the old highs and then the bottom of the range at the current lows. So now we have this like really well explored range that, you know, might have to, you know, what happens when we do FU this high and like, I don't know about something like this happening. I don't know, you know, but just, you know, when we're trading on lower time frames and we see this sort of pattern here where everybody's going to be shorting right there. Well, everybody, at least the, you know, smart range traders are going to be thinking of shorting in this level. So that's not, I don't know, parabolic Bitcoin right here heading into the halvening. I don't know if that's a great thing or not. I mean, enjoy it while it lasts, I suppose. Stock market's ripping, everything's ripping. So I don't know. What do you guys think's gonna happen? Maybe some money hopefully money. I think there will be money rotating into like the smaller things. And I think there's still going to, I mean, well, let's just, in general, we're heading into a full on bull market here. I mean, Bitcoin's already in a full on bull market, I think, but crypto, like all together is, I mean, very bullish to be fair. Yeah, of course. And like, but I don't know if we're in like full on euphoric bull yet. Like I said, I mean, I guess Coin Market Cap's got their greed index at 80, but I don't know. Do you guys think the general public's, I don't know. I saw this guy on Wall Street Bets, and it's hilarious. Sometimes people get rewarded for their stupidity, but I saw a guy that had a spreadsheet where he maxed out 8 credit cards and bought ETFs, like somewhere around here, actually. I think he said around 40. Yeah, it was like around here. He like maxed out 8 different cards, and he was, and that was yesterday. So it was like Bitcoin was down here somewhere, wherever it was yesterday. Look at the daily chart for fun, but he's being currently rewarded, I suppose. We'll see what he does. Constantine says that it's going to keep ripping into the halving. Yeah. I suppose the halving's pretty close here too. So I mean that's going to be somewhere up around the all-time high, and they'll probably test the all-time. I don't know. Do you think they're going to roll it over right here now? When I love that Coinbase was 69,000 even. If that would have been 69,420, then we'd know we definitely live in a simulation of some sort. We live in a crypto simulation, 69,420. But either way, 69,000 is hilarious. On the money there. If I remember correctly, the 20,000 top had a pretty funny number too. I guess, let's see, where am I looking here? The 20K top. I thought that had an interesting level. I can't remember here. Let's see. The highs were 19,697. Maybe I'm making that up. I thought there was like a really funny number. Nah, nothing that exciting. Hell, it's pretty fun to just kind of go back and look at some old tops, really. I mean, I don't know. There's not tons to say. I have some names, some requests. If anybody has some other requests, I'll look at those. I have a whole shitload of names that we could talk about. Michael's saying he had somebody ask him today about buying Bitcoin. So yeah, you'll probably start getting those calls. I haven't actually gotten, well, I did get a friend asking me when he should sell his Ethereum, but he's long off the bottom. Like the way back bottom, actually. Dude's bag held through like 2 cycles, which more power to him. Never sold anything really. Maybe like little bits and pieces here and there, but he's basically just been he's not really involved in crypto, but just has a good pile of Ethereum based on just I guess luck, really. But he's been bag holding that shit hard, and he'll probably be handsomely rewarded. But he did ask me if I hate that question. I kind of avoided it. We were talking about other stuff too, so I just sort of like didn't answer. I don't want to say. But I mean, it's hard to call tops, of course, but like, look at this top here. Like, look what they did here. Same kind of thing as the last cycle top. It's just not as big of a dip. But, they ripped it up parabolic. There was the first sort of sell off, and then they just FU'd that high, nice and polite. Just barely ticked through it, and then that was it for the 2018 bear started right there. And RSI kind of where did it get? It got up to 95. So what did I say we were at right now? We were only at 90. And the last top was 95 too, actually. That's interesting. In overbought, that is. And that nice clean M in OBV, which actually that became an OBV divergence, really clean. Like, I mean, you could technically say that the OBV divergence fired I guess probably over here in that dip. And then what do you think that level is if I drew fibs off the top now? Right up in a reload zone, center of the reload zone. So we're just patient. I mean, that's why you can't really call top in Bitcoin now. I would not. But, you can kind of see how they do set these things up relatively clean a lot of the time. So yeah, they FU'd everybody, panic dump. I I remember right here, Crypto Cobain. I believe it was right. Yeah, right. Well, no, maybe it was right here. I thought it was the 6K bottom. One of these, I remember him coming on Twitter and just saying he had just like loaded up heavy from his phone at a restaurant. Like he had like just bought like a OTC obscene amount of Bitcoin. I thought it maybe it was right there, but it could have been that one. But I remember he probably put the bottom in hell. I don't know. He's a pretty big whale. At least certainly was a really big whale back then. I don't know what. Anyway, back to my story about reload zones and stuff. I mean, you can see how, they politely gave everybody one last chance to exit their positions after the OBV div was confirmed, the RSI div. I mean, these divs got created because they barely just ticked to a new high there. I mean, I don't think we're in this scenario. To be fair, we're somewhere down here probably right now. I'm not saying we're here right now. It's just kind of talking about what tops look like. This top we could look at for fun. I don't know. This was the dead cat bounce off the lows, I suppose you could argue, before COVID and well before COVID, 2019. And I suppose we kind of look like that now. I mean, if you kind of put it into context with this range here, we didn't get up as high. We got rejected at 61.8. I don't have those fibs on here anymore. In fact, I just kind of want to delete all of these. This was from random past discussions. But that was 61.8, that rejection. Well, I suppose I should... Well, and you could see this one, nice M. They ripped it up, put in an M here, confirmed the M, and then still bounced it, not quite to Mountain Man, it looks like, but then eventually still got short reload zone opportunities here. In that case, the RSI div was confirmed like right here on that move, and OBV div was confirmed like over here on this move. So like if you would have just patiently let your divs come in, you had an M, and then you waited for that bounce to short, that was a pretty good short. I bet you that was like, I don't remember this one specifically. That one was 61.8. And also the middle of the reload zone, almost the same, basically almost the middle of the reload zone. And they even put in another little kind of ME thing to just give everybody a little bit more chance. So we'll know. And I mean, it might be a little late to short per se, but we'll know when the top's in. It might be, in this case, it was very clean. And of course, I don't know. I mean, shorts here were totally good. We're fine. And then, you might have had to take a little bit of heat here. And then ultimately, I don't know. I'm not really talking about the trade per se, but just talking about the level of the top. And of course, that's a pretty famous 88.6 tag on the long side. So that's a pretty good example of how 88.6 is a pretty important level. In this case, coming all the way against the old W. So anyway, a couple old tops. Does that look like a top now, though? I don't think so. Like now we just say, parabolic rip for sure. We're definitely in like parabolic rip. RSI was threatening to make a divergence, but now it's completely blasted that out. And I don't even think we really have RSI. Well, if it turns around right here, we'll start having a bigger potential divergence. But that, RSI is going to have to stop right where it's at, basically. But maybe, maybe we start seeing M's and RSI here and we are in potential divergence. OBV is not anywhere close to divergence here. It's just ripping up. So anyway, that's enough about Bitcoin. I don't know. There's not a lot to say. Just kind of talking about the past here. I mean, all we can say here is hopefully you're long. If you're not long, it's too late to get long. And maybe you'll come out if you do buy Bitcoin right here. You might come out down the road, but it's just certainly not the type of trading we like to do. It's super dangerous to be buying something at 88.6 right here. But there's certainly no top. That's weekly, dailies, no top. 4 hours, no top. That's a pretty ugly candle, though. Wow. So we got like a Darth Maul kind of thing on 4 hour. Also, no divergences on 4 hour. I mean, volume's ramping up. Go to 1 hour. Pretty ugly price action for sure, but no top per se. And actually, while I'm at it, I could look at, I will just point out, because I was just looking at this a minute ago, like even if you put like an hour THG on Bitcoin, You could see like even THG is just strongly trending higher and even just got like technically another entry. So like watching THG might be a good way to just sort of, even like on an hourly chart, if you, until this breaks, you might as well assume Bitcoin's going to keep pushing higher, I'd say. Because we're now in just strong uptrend here for a while, kind of threatened to break right here, but never truly closed below the stop. Like, I mean, that's a pretty good example of, you know, I mean, that was a great THG long. Well, that wasn't really a true long because we hadn't really rolled or turned back up yet, but the trend didn't even break there. We started getting M's in price, but it never really closed below. So I don't know, until we get a close below this thicker green line, I don't know. Probably still just going to be trending higher. So yeah, nothing toppy looking in Bitcoin at all. If anything, price got pretty wild here. And I think I saw like Coinbase said people were panicking on Coinbase because their balances were showing zero and stuff. And of course, Coinbase always seems to get buggy when like big moves happen. I didn't happen to notice if that happened on my account. I wasn't really paying attention. But apparently people's balances were showing zero. Fuck. So anyway, poor old Coinbase. They always shut down in the heightened moments, I suppose. So what else can I say about, well, the broader, I don't know, just backing up a little bit and looking at the broader market here. I'll just, you know, say the stock market's still grinding higher. It's not topped either. The NASDAQ is also still just grinding higher, no top. So, I mean, everything's pointing up. Even my fun little Russell 2000 starting to try to get out of this range again here. So, like, and I've seen small cap stocks are looking a lot better here. And I've said a bunch in the past, if this starts trending higher above the range here, then I think stock, you know, small cap, maybe there will be like a rotation into the small caps. Of course, I just missed one that went like 3x in a day. I was like, I even told a friend about it and I was like, oh, this thing looks good. And then I even was making fun of it because they make this like funny robot suit. And I was making fun of it, but not buying it like an idiot. And then the next day it went like 3x. Fuck. That was this STRC. I wonder what it's doing today. Or wait, that's not it. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, this thing ripped like boom. So you can't say small caps aren't kind of ripping. Look at that W. That's the W. I was like, look at this nice little W right there. And then a couple days later, it launched. Hey, Nathaniel. I even saw Beyond, not to, I don't know. I'm just all over the place as usual. I don't even care. But I noticed Beyond, I don't know, Nathaniel, were you trading Beyond Meat here? I kind of lost interest. I did trade, was it back here I was trading it? Yeah. That's a nice W, and overnight it doubled. I don't know what happened there. Some sort of probably bullshit news, as fake as their meat. That's still a nice little W that was in a reload zone though, so I don't know. Buying that right there wasn't the worst idea. But anyway, only point there is the small cap stock market might have some hope in it here. Let's see what happens. I mean, you can see they've tried to get outside of the range a couple times here and couldn't. So I'm kind of looking for that still. Maybe I'll start trading stocks more. I do like that. Well, I don't want to get into that stuff right now. Stocks, maybe another time. I mean, I have a couple crypto stocks that I probably will talk about, but that I actually did buy. But anyway, I'll just, you know, all I can really say about the stock market too is it's kind of somewhat parabolic as well. It's not topped out. Maybe the money starts rotating into small caps, but I don't know. I think more importantly, we could look at like Ethereum, and you know, Ethereum ripped up into 61.8 now. So I remember even back here talking about how if it follows Bitcoin's path, it could easily hit these 3,400 levels. You know, at the time we were talking about the middle of the reload zone. Looks like that's happening. So I mean, Ethereum still has a lot more upside. Even like if it's going to go up to 88.6, that's 4,400. So also no top anywhere in sight for weekly charts. I mean, if anything, RSI is actually just starting to go overbought here, and also just sort of breaking to a new high. So there's no reason why it can't keep staying embedded as Ethereum rips straight. And I think Ethereum has some fundamental drivers behind it right now. And actually, just fun stories about tops again. You know, you can see they in this old cycle top. I mean, RSI started flashing warnings back here with the confirmed divergence, and then continued staying in divergence, and ultimately confirmed another divergence on these weak candles here. And this right here, I don't remember if it got to 61.8 or not. Let's just look for fun though. I don't think it did. Yeah, not quite. It was more like 50% level. So Ethereum didn't give you that nice chance to exit. In fact, they just like completely shit on everybody here. Not even, I mean, there was an M in there. A little harder to see the top on Ethereum when it came in. But I suppose we should just be looking at the Bitcoin top in general, I'd imagine, to sort of gauge our opinions. But now Ethereum's just ripping. Same thing, starting to go parabolic. So on the flip side, though, Ethereum versus Bitcoin is still maybe even going to M out here again. And I still I want to change some Bitcoin into Ethereum potentially here, but I'm going to wait for this green box to get tested, I think. And all I see here is, people got bullish two different times. People started getting bullish Ethereum versus Bitcoin right here a couple times, but we never really got like a real W here. And we're just going to waffle around this trend line for a while until we get a real bottom. So it might be down here. It could be right here. I don't know. I mean, RSI did go into divergence, but OBV has been still trending down. So, we even made a new M right through here in OBV, and now it's got like a little W that I guess you could argue is kind of in divergence just because we made that little low there. But it's pretty weak. And, I mean, just, even with Ethereum ripping, Bitcoin's just ripping harder. And so this thing's just going to just play around with this trend line for a bit. But if we ever do get a W over here, I'd be interested in swapping some Bitcoin to Ethereum, I think. And really, when I'm looking at this, all I see is like alts are on pause. I mean, with the exception of the high flyers, there are things that are flying. I even banged out another double today on NCT, and it almost went double doubles on me. It like missed my second double level just by a few pennies, which is fine. I'm still on the fence about even sell. I don't know if I want to sell any more second doubles, and I might not even sell any more first doubles on like new things that I can buy and just let them ride. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided that for sure. I don't really have a solid way to, it's just going to be sort of a sentiment feel, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like we're getting a little late, especially with Bitcoin just ripping straight up. Like if we're going to have this bull run, which I think we're going to have, and we're already probably having it, we might not get as many opportunities to buy really cheap. Now, I do think there'll still be a dip. Like, I just don't think it's going to be very easy at this point to get long, like on new stuff. We'll see. I mean, I do think there'll be a pretty substantial dip, though, especially in altcoins. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do, but Bitcoin will do some mega dump here, which won't even mean anything in hindsight. At the end of the day, Bitcoin could come off pretty substantially and still be in a strong uptrend. It could have like a really big dip and not even affect its trend at all, and that's just going to like obliterate shitcoin. So even today, when Bitcoin ripped, it was like the Solana meme coins were all bottoming and looking pretty good, and then Bitcoin ripped and it looked like they all just got the wind sucked out of them, except for like WIF, I think, is still ripping. And boy, did that thing rip. But like I noticed when kind of got taken, the move was like really strong this morning, and then it got taken back. I think I saw it was putting in, well, it's starting to reclaim. Like a minute ago, this was down here. So they're trying to fight here. So we'll see. But that initial burst in Bitcoin kind of pulled back these meme coins a bit. But maybe I'll talk about those later. Point being is ETH BTC doesn't look particularly bullish in my opinion. I don't know. It's still just kind of grinding here. And I do like the idea of it hitting down. I mean, ideally we see ETH versus BTC down in this green box, put a W in, and that's going to be like the primer for alt season. I think that's fair. I haven't really looked at Bitcoin dominance, but it's still ripping. So, I mean, we also would want this to sort of calm down a bit. But I suppose really we want this to move higher if we're trying to get fills on altcoins. So looks like dominance is going to go after the highs here. So I mean, nothing about Bitcoin dominance is toppy looking. I mean, you do have a sort of like RSI divergence coming in here, but that's it. It looks like total's actually almost at a trillion. Is that right? At 978 billion. So I mean, I mean that's a bull. It's hard, like, because I want to. I mean, clearly we're in some sort of bull market here. Like I don't like that's obvious, but at the same time, I don't really feel like we're in some altcoin bull market. I mean, there's things that are ripping and stuff, but it's not just like full on face rip like 50xers and stuff out of like I don't know. It's like there's definitely a lot of uppiness in altcoins. So many doubles to be had like over the last 6 months or so. Now there's just been so many things popping, but I don't really feel like we're in like a full on like up only like altcoin bull yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean it's definitely starting. But and then when you look at that, that looks pretty bullish to me. I mean, to be fair. I do feel like we just need one more down move, though. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying not to employ or apply my own biases to that, but I feel like it would be healthy for the bull. Like we'll get a better bull if we get a pullback than if we just keep face ripping here. Of course, if we just keep face ripping into the halvening, then it becomes sort of like a sell the news event, probably. So I don't know. Just what else do I? Sorry, I don't have much to say today. To be honest, I'm just kind of like I don't know, doing my thing. Just kind of I don't know. I suppose enjoying the frivolity and stuff. I don't know. There's not a lot to do. Well, like on an investor kind of like higher time frame level, there's just not a lot to do right now. You can hunt some of the shit coins that are good. I did buy a few things of late. Yeah, just like a couple things. And I've sold some stuff. I started this like Notion journal, which I've been playing with. Like this is like all the shit I've looked at lately. So you could see like all the names I've like. I mean, Doge is ripping today. I do have a swing trade on Doge, plus like I'm long Doge for little lady, and then we were also playing around on Doggy Market trying to buy shit on that DRC20s and all the Doginals stuff. So check out Doggy Market. So that's fun. And I mean, there's interesting things like this Vara is really interesting to me. I banged a double out on NCT. Brett's a meme coin that looked like, here's a good example. This is what happened to the memes today. Like this is what sucks about trading these meme coins. And I haven't bought, well, I'm actually have a free position on this, but earlier I was looking at this W coming in, and to be fair, it's nice. It's still nice retest here. So I don't know if Brett is worth his Solana shitcoins. Nice W's, nice location. I mean, I don't know, like everything about me tells me that I should buy it. And this is the kind of stuff I buy. A W coming in right off 88.6 here, and it's just sitting there. It's just that it ran out of gas. I mean, this was a fully big green bar shooting up here a little while ago. And so I don't know. Do you take a shot on something like this here, or is it just going to crap out? I've watched a lot of these crap out. Like this one's Contract Address, which I like. Perfect example of like I bought that W, and then look what happened. And like couldn't really get going. So I don't know. Like I saw Solzilla was ripping today. Not really a nice W here. It's just kind of, it was ripping a bit. So the meme coins are like fighting to bottom, but they just, so that Brett looks perfect to me, but I don't know if there's much gas in the tank for it. Ooh, it looks like my Nola shit out again. This one's a Arbitrum meme coin. I bought this W and then it just completely fell apart, and you can see, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to ride it out. I think I had a free position on this thing, and then it completely fell. I had a free position from off these lows, and then it fell apart to, came all the way down here, and then I added basically there, and it's just been whatever. Another cat. This is like a cat meme on Arbitrum, but So I don't know these. So yeah, the shit. We need the money to rotate into these shit coins. I think. I don't know if that's right just yet. But anyway, what was I talking? I don't know what I'm talking about here. So, well, we talked about Bitcoin dominance. It's ripping. ETH BTC doesn't look bullish to me. So I think Bitcoin's still in the spotlight here for sure. I was gonna look at Sol versus ETH because that's kind of an interesting chart. Just because like Sol has a giant M against Ethereum, so I don't know. This is like a bearish retest here happening. So I don't know. Sol probably is gonna get. It probably has to come off against Ethereum here a bit, which makes sense. This was such a face ripper. And if you look at Solana against just US dollar, it's kind of waffling here. I mean, it's trying. It's just sort of banging into the short reload zone here with RSI kind of breaking. Not really in divergence, but basically, did it actually make an M here? And yeah, RSI actually M'd out, so I don't know. That's dangerous for new longs for sure, and like reasonable to start thinking about shorting Solana. I suppose location's good for that, but I don't know. I wouldn't do anything here personally. I'm just gonna hold on to the Solana I have and done pretty well in Solana. Not really too worried about it. Just let it. It's still basically, if you zoom out, it's just playing with the dump chaser zone here. So I do think Solana will be. I think Solana will have its time in the sun again. It just might have to step aside for Ethereum here for a little while. So yeah, and then maybe while I'm at it, I'll look at those other like SEI. Looks like it's just sort of still ripping, but still looks pretty strong actually. I guess you could argue there's a RSI divergence here. Let's look at a daily chart, but. Yeah, that doesn't look great. I mean, we have now we have RSI divergence potential. It's not confirmed yet, and we also have a short reload zone tag off that range. So it looks like that could roll over and turn into an M pretty easily. Again, Ethereum probably I don't know. If we looked at this against Ethereum, it'd probably be breaking down too. So probably Ethereum's going to kind of have take the that sort of platform coin market for right now, it seems like, because don't they have like a big upgrade coming up or something? And there's ETH Denver. Well, actually, there's like a fundamental driver right now. I think ETH Denver is going on right now, isn't it? That might be like a sell the news kind of thing. Like, we'll see. So what else can I say about the bigger coins? I don't know. Oh, I was going to look at SUI. Oof. Wow, that came off pretty good here today. It's bouncing off 38.2. Also, now that's going to confirm RSI divergence is already confirmed here, and it almost looks like OBV is not really an M. It made a new high here, but almost an M. Kind of M-ish looking. I mean, and then there's an M coming in now, so this looks a little worse. To be fair, it just came down into support and it's bouncing, so I don't know. But that looks like that was that head and shoulders. Actually, that's funny. Well, it's not really great head and shoulders, but it's still completed. It looks like the target, if you call that a head and shoulders. I don't like that the shoulder's actually higher on the right side than the left, but so yeah, that looks more broken actually than that SEI or SUI. I can't keep these fucking things straight. This is SUI. It looks weaker than SEI. So yeah, anyway. So like, I don't know, these are like FET's another one. So there, I mean, clearly there's the high flyers, like, FET broke to new highs. So even in this, and those guys were trading that earlier today. I didn't get in on this FET trade, but the group had a nice long on FET, kind of two different setups. I think Stefan had a lower time frame setup, and then Paul had framed maybe like a 1 hour trade. I wasn't sure. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that looks like it was going well, and FET's ripped to a new high here. So they're kind of in the process of potentially FU in this high. We'll see what happens. Could drag my fibs up here now. So like this, I mean, that looks like a really like a bull market, right? So, I mean, this kind of stuff is around crypto, but then there's a lot of like the things that haven't really gone yet. So I suppose those are the things that are buyable. Like, let me look at my list again. I don't know where I'm going with this Notion thing, but I kind of had this idea of like, you know, like a journal kind of. I started making, and these are like, this is like some of my portfolio here. Like, you know, I've just been kind of throwing stuff in here, but I like that I can sort of, I don't know. This is going to, I kind of was thinking about using this as a way to track my bids more than my, like, just to keep track of all the stuff I'm watching and bidding on. But also I kind of just, I like that you can sort of tag it. And so I was kind of building like a system here where it's like, I could quickly see, like I can see on high here, I had one shot and then I've already gotten a fill on a second car kind of thing. So I thought that was fun. I'm just sort of playing around with this. But then I like it because you can switch to this calendar and I can just see what I've been up to. If I, you know, assuming this isn't fully updated, but I've just been kind of playing with it. And so like I was, you know, I was already getting distracted. Like this VAR, I think is very viable. Like if I go look at this, and I already did, I'm already on a second car here, but like I'll go to a daily chart and look at something like this, and you know, like this looks very viable here. Kind of got lucky back here, bought that W and got like an immediate double here, and then started rebuying it as it came down near 78.6, and I also bought more here. So I'm like averaged in somewhere around here, and today they were kind of ripping it, pulled it back, but like something like this looks very viable to me. You can see OBV's sort of Wing out, kind of breaking out here, a little bit of volume today. Kind of ugly candle to be sure. And it's just basically down against the old structure. So I don't know. I like stuff like, you know, that looks good to me. What else do I have in this today's? Well, ENJ, I noticed kind of late, but like I saw this one was, I don't know. It's a little late, but I don't have this one. So I just, I mean, if you zoom way out like this, you can kind of see the W I'm talking about here. It's a little steep, but like it's trying. So I was going to just let this break out here and then start hunting pullbacks. But I like that. Maybe let's look at it on Binance. Probably see some more data here. And yeah, I mean, that's a nice looking chart. So like, yeah, this one's pretty uppy here. It's probably doubled off the lows. It looks like about, yeah, it's basically doubled off the lows and it's now testing the range highs. So it might just get rejected here. But if it does get rejected here, I'm happy to buy a pullback on this. Cause I mean, I don't know. This is like what we do here, what I do. I mean, I like, you know, anywhere around that old breakout level, and you can see the upside. So, you know, even buying it right here at 40 cents and then just kind of looking for a move back to the 50% level as a nice conservative sort of target. Even like 38.2, we could say is still $1.90. So, I mean, if you buy it here at 40, which I'm not going to buy it here, I'm going to hunt more like 30. But even 40 to $1.90, that's not so bad. That's just a 38.2. So, I mean, we're not, this is what I mean when I say I don't think we're in a real bull market yet. When all of these names are up here testing 38.2s and stuff, like that'll be like the euphoric bull. Of course, then it'll be too late to buy. So we still have to be diligently hunting, you know, like this. I don't know. This is a good name. This one's been around. It's always performed pretty decent. It's got kind of an ugly W trying to come in right now. This isn't too late. We're not too late here. And I do still think there's going to be you know, like what happens when like some of those big names start pulling back harder? What happens when Bitcoin comes off 20%, just 20% down in Bitcoin? That's like nothing. Like, you know, if Bitcoin comes down 20% here, from right here, even that's just to there, maybe 30, let's say 30. So if we get you know, Bitcoin comes back down into this consolidation area, which is probably 38.2s of the range, that's enough to just like put the hurt on altcoins. I mean, 38.2 is sitting at 45K right now. So like, you know, if just something like that, just to freak everybody else out, or freak everybody out, that's going to produce a lot of buy the dip opportunities. So just keep that in mind at any moment. That could happen at any moment. Even like, I mean, it could happen soon now that we've hit 88.6. Nathaniel's saying I'll be buying when the fear sets in. Yeah, like, and we're just not anywhere in that part yet. Unfortunately, we're like up at greed. So yeah, when things get a little bit more ugly here, that's when we want to buy, like blood in the street style. And I do think I think there'll be another chance. Maybe not so much for Bitcoin, but for everything else, which will probably outperform Bitcoin anyway. So what was I talking about anyway? What coin was I? Oh, ENJ. But I'm done talking about that one anyway. That was a nice one to buy. Let's look at my what else I got in here. Comp's a little late. I mean, I'm selling. Well, my Ren. Remember, I was talking about Ren the last couple weeks. That one's starting to now W out. This one looks really good. Remember, I was just like, well, it looks cheap. It's got tons of upside, and now we're starting to W out. So, like this one looks pretty decent. It's like chasing it a bit here, but even here, like if you're just taking nibbles and maybe averaging in as it pulls back a little bit. I mean, this one up to 38.2 is 56 cents, and it's sitting at 08 cents right now. So 8 cents to 56 cents to 38.2 seems like a good trade. Look at that chart too. That's beautiful bottom. Beautiful bottom. Do you guys remember Deep Thoughts? Are any of you old enough to remember Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy? Yeah, Nathaniel's saying even 40% can happen in a week or two. Yeah, Bitcoin could come off 40%. It doesn't even break the trend. That was my still making higher highs and higher lows if Bitcoin comes off 40%. But this is a nice chart. So you can't tell me there's nothing to buy. There's two good ideas. Well, I like that Vara. I like this Ren. Hell, we could talk about Zcash. I've been talking about Zcash a lot. Like, actually, let's look at them. Well, it doesn't matter. I think I have it on Kraken here. I mean, it doesn't have a nice looking bottom, to be fair, but it just got super cheap. So same thing. I just stepped in, started buying it down here because it was just so cheap. Probably still has a lot of work to do, and Zcash isn't probably the best name on the planet, but I mean, I do see nice OBV divergence. It's starting to just, there's a nice OBV divergence right there that's confirmed. Volume started coming in a little bit. So buying Zcash as it comes back down against the lows, I don't think it has any reason to shoot straight up here. Maybe it will, but like, as it comes back down and starts putting in W's, that one's going to be probably worth taking a shot on. What else I got in here? Well, that's a stock. Popcat looks beautiful, but same thing. Solana memes are just kind of like, I mean, Popcat's such a nice looking chart, but it just doesn't really have any gas in the tank. You could see they tried to run it again 2 days in a row. They tried to break it out and it just failed both times now. But man, that's a nice looking bottom here. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm already long. I was already reloading, and this was one of my better Solana memes right out the gates here back in December. And I've kind of traded this range the whole time. But, this was like a little 4-hour W that I bought. And so I'm just sitting here doing nothing. But, I mean, I don't see any reason to not nibble on something like this if you have a belief in the Solana memes going forward. It seems pretty good. What else I got here? Well, I already banged, yeah, NCT ripped today, but that's a selling idea, not a buying idea. Yeah, they launched this one. I think I gave everybody some warnings back in here. I mean, I bought the pullback there, got a double right away, bought it right back, had to sit for a while on it. And now got my second card double, and it almost doubled again, just almost. So can't do anything there, but what else here? GMT, I think GMT was looking interesting. I don't really like that, but at the same time, as it dips down against the lows again, that looks pretty good. But there's no bottom there. I don't like that V bottom right there, so scratch that one for now. CVX was ripping yesterday. I think I probably got close to a double there, but I don't think. Or wait, did I get a double? I don't know. Let's see. What's CVX doing? Oh yeah, I think I got a double on that one yesterday. So yeah, CVX is already popped. As it comes back down, though, I'm happy to buy that one back. Zoom is a stock, but like if you guys like stocks, I actually think Zoom is a pretty decent. I'm already long, and I was a little premature with my long. Actually, I'm like sitting at break even probably right now because I bought this W here at like $70, and then it fell apart, and then now they're doing a $1.5 billion share buyback, and there's a really nice OBV divergence here that's confirmed, and now I think probably better to wait for it to break out of the range and then try to buy a pullback might be one approach. But nonetheless, this is the same kind of shit, you know, $70. I'm long from double levels like around here. And then I'll just sell half on a double and see if it can make its way back up to, you know, somewhere higher down the road. I don't know. Zoom's I don't know about the FA around Zoom is a little questionable, but it looks pretty good. What else I got in here? Well, Uniswap was a double. Lit was a double. Great GRT was a double. All of these were doubles. RLC's ripping. You can't really buy that right here. Actually, I think I've sold 2 doubles on RLC. So none of those are really viable. Let's look at Whiff. Or did I already look at Whiff? No, I don't think I did. That one, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't really get long again on Whiff here. Oh man, that thing ripped hard. And right here, I was a little too bearish. I was kind of looking for, I mean, that would have been reasonable to maybe hunt like a lower time frame W here against, yeah, as it pulled back against, you can see the uptrend's been strong on the moving average. So, I mean, basically buying that moving average every time has worked. I saw this kind of M coming in and I was just kind of looking for deeper. And so I never got long here, but it looks like Whiff is sort of leading the Solana memes right now. And then I think Bonk too. Same with Bonk. I got a little too bearish here. I didn't really like it right here, but sure enough, it looks like they easily doubled that. Not quite actually. Not a double there, but so I don't know. I feel like Bonk needs to come and explore the reload zone more. So didn't really bottom very well here. If anything, that's sort of a megaphone. So like, I think there's like a megaphone kind of like this. So that's actually short location, that failure level. So like maybe hunt and bong down here, bong. How come there's not a coin called bong? There has to be. There's got to be a bong coin. Anyway, I like that kind of area for bonk, so I'll wait. I like my little list though, just it makes this easier. I can this is just all the junk I've looked at. I can just look at it now and sort of, I'll keep building it out and keep working. Like I don't know if anybody's ever if you've ever used Notion before. It's a pretty cool app. Like, and it's not so good for like well, I've never used it for like spreadsheet calculations, but I imagine it does that. I've never really used it that way, but it's good for like just, you know, yeah, like how I'm using it. Like, I mean, I can, you know, like, you know, save charts in here. You can make a whole, you know, if you want a bunch of room to like write your FA stuff here, or post links to like YouTube shillers that are talking about it or whatever, you can sort of build a whole page here. And then it's super searchable, you know, like I can just, if I like have a name that I'm interested in, like GRT, I can see the last time I looked at it and go to it. And you can see, I have one double here. I got it on February 18th. And this is just, I'm just kind of playing with how I do this, but there's my double. It's kind of cool. Just playing around really. But what else do I have on here that's buyable? I mean, I definitely have some stocks that I maybe mentioned. I don't know if I did or not, but like this SAI, these are crypto stocks, that is SAI, SDIG. And this one I haven't bought yet, SLNH. Let's look at those. So SAI SciTech Global, nice looking potential bottom trying to come in. I bought it at buck or like 96 cents, 97 cents or something like that. And, you know, it's not really bottomed yet here, but I just was like, damn, this thing's cheap. Total punt, total long shot, crypto punt. I don't know exactly what they do. I think they make like mining equipment and stuff, but for Bitcoin. But hopefully you can just see a buck here, and you know, could probably sell it at 10x down the road as it gets back up against the highs here in a real bull. If we go into a true crypto bull. So, you know, just sell half on a double and then just ride the rest. SDIG is similar. Stronghold Digital Mining. I think this is like a green miner. Very viable here. It's just sitting right where I bought it a few days ago. Or I guess it's already been a couple weeks now since I first nibbled on this thing. I feel like I bought that candle, not that one, but I can't keep the days straight. This one's also questionable FA wise. I don't know. These are long shot punts. I'm not going to pretend like they're the best companies ever, but if crypto goes, I think this will go. And then that last one was one I haven't bought yet, Soluna, which is hilarious. I wonder if they have like an interest in Solana. Same thing, just completely crushed here. I think it reverse splitted, if that's a word. You know, I just, you see that gap right there. I just kind of hit the gap level as it came down into the gap. More recently, not back here. And nothing exciting. I mean, OBV's a mess here, but you can see how the volume started coming in here. Oh, wait, I didn't buy this one. That was the other one that SDIG, I had a gap like that I had. This one I haven't actually done anything with yet. Looks like it's getting away from me. Don't know about this company at all. Just another crypto stock that looks kind of interesting. Looks like it's already bounced off the lows here a bit. So, but those are all viable in my opinion. And do I have any more? I kind of APLD I was interested in, but I sort of lost interest in that one. It's Applied Digital. I don't know. I don't even know what their relation to crypto is exactly, but I started looking at the FA to that one, like just the. Well, there's just things about it that I remember not liking that much. I suppose I could look at it really quick, though. I mean, I do like the idea of buying against this W. And I remember I missed it back here, so I was sort of like itching to maybe do something. And I don't know. I mean, I definitely like the way that level 295 looks, but I can't remember what it was. Something about this. I was turned off by something, and now I can't remember what. Of course, like Ocean, Ajax, FET, those are all the AI names rendered. They're all ripping. There's nothing to do there. API 3, I think maybe AI 2. That's already, I've gotten 2 doubles on that one. Nothing to do there. Everybody was pretty hot on Lens lately. What's that one doing? This one I didn't have an easy access to trading. Maybe look at a 4-hour chart. Yeah, it does kind of, I don't know. This one was, I think some of the group was trading it on that W, then maybe even this W again. I haven't done anything here. I don't know where to trade it. So, but if you're interested in Lens, I could see maybe pay attention to this level here as it comes down and see if it can put in a base at that 08. I think FA wise, this one has the thumbs up from our group, whatever that means. What else do I have here? I did find, like, I'm not going to go into all these stocks, but like that was the one I missed. But then I started, because I ran my screener for the first time in a while on small caps. And I have to admit, like these are ones that I highlighted as being interesting. Well, all these RZLT, that one already took off, I think. TTMP was kind of, I don't know. Fuck it. I'm going to look at it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't take this trade, but I was like thinking about it because like that looks kind of interesting to me. It's not really a W yet, but I just put this on here thinking of doubles just right here. I don't know. I'm not going to go into stocks too much, but I'll just leave it at, I kind of like, those are all stocks in that whole list. This one is actually, Can is a crypto stock though. I'll look at that one because I think this one's pretty interesting for the options market too. I'm kind of hunting, as this thing comes down against the lows, I'm hunting some calls on this. Another kind of piece of shit, but I mean, one thing I noticed is look at all the volume that came in on this. Something changed here, a bunch of volume came in, and when I looked at the options, there's actually a surprising amount of open interest on the calls. So I don't know, somebody's buying up calls on this. And I kind of was interested in like the 250 calls, the $4 calls, just like in that area, and buying enough time so if this thing can get back up to like even 38.2 is 15, and I don't know if I can really count this range that much. I don't know what this company was doing back there, but even if it just gets up against like these highs here at $10 and you have a $4 call, probably gonna do all right. So I like that one. What else I got here? Deso, this one's interesting to me. There's nothing to do there, but this is that old, not friend tech, but Clout, was it? Or BitClout. And this one's probably not come back down to earth yet here, but I think going forward, I find this name to be intriguing here. Nothing to do here. There's just this kind of diamond pattern at the highs here. I did kind of buy the highs here because I bought some and then I went and put it in this focus pre-sale. I don't even know what it is. I just bought some and then went and put it into this. I got to go find where it is. Like, I don't even know any. It was just something that people were hyping in our group. And I don't know. I don't normally do stuff like that. I just kind of said, fuck it. So we'll see what happens to that down the road. But I put all my these tokens into that. And so I did buy the top here. I don't really love that, but it was more just for fun. Small amounts. So nothing to do here, but if this thing can come back down against the old reload zone, then I'd probably buy that again. I don't know. See, I've talked about a lot of names here, I suppose. I don't know. Some of them are buyable, some aren't so much. Let's see. Is there anything in here that I want to do? Request. I don't know what's happening with that one. That was one I bought reloaded on relatively recently. Request network. And not a lot to do here. But as this one comes down lower, actually, like against 78.6s, I like, there's a kind of ugly bottom, but I like that one as it gets lower. I mean, hopefully you can see same thing. Maybe Binance has a better chart, but lots of upside. Oops, not Poloniex. Yeah, look at that. That's not. I mean, that looks without my lines on it. It looks a little better. Kind of W looking, but probably want to buy a retest of the reload zone. But look at OBV here and huge divergence is pointing straight up. So I'm happy to buy pullbacks on that one. What else do I have in here? LTO, I've never seemed to get long. I don't think I can buy it that easily. This one is just. What does it look like? I'm not in this one. Yes, it's not really easy for me to buy, but I have looked at it several times when people ask. It has a nice W, but needs to come back down to earth. But you might consider that one. Look at OBV on this one. Nice big fat divergence pointing higher. So any dips down against that 07 cents level seems good to me. Can argue there was an LJ that fired here. If you maybe drew a trend line off there, W wasn't fully on the other side of the trend line, but can't really buy it right here. If anything, it's testing the range high or the old high here, and it might just have to come back down, which is what we want, I'd say. What else do I got? And then I'll look at the request. If anybody has any other requests, I'll get to those in a second here. I got like I have like 4 names, I think, that people sent me. What else is in this list? I remember I was kind of excited about Kava. I didn't do anything about it. Let's see what Kava's looking like. Yeah, look at that. Nice. So that looks like Ren. Same chart as Ren, basically. But, whether you want to chase it right there or not, I don't know. But location's damn good. Either way you slice it. Lots of upside. I don't know why. Oh, there's like a fair value gap up here. So if you want to be like a true diamond hander, like you could buy, you could even wait for this W, kind of like Ren or whatever one I was saying that about a minute ago. Let it break out of that range and then draw your reload zones and hunt. That'd be like conservative way. Or you could just, maybe get a little bit of a pullback here coming up. But either way, even hitting it right here at 80 cents. And then you want to ride it all the way to 680 if you've got the balls. But that's a nice bottom. Can't say that doesn't look like a good buyable bottom. OBV itself is like, generally positive, but it did dip to a new low here. So it didn't really get like a divergence going. I guess we didn't make a new low there either. So, but OBV's W'ing out now. So, I mean, that looks good. Hell. I got to remember to buy this one, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I can get it on Coinbase here. So I like that one. And you can see, I mean, I've said this in the past. I'm not saying buying every damn name is the best approach. It's just sort of my approach, my like ADHD. I don't know. Like it might be better to keep your list smaller. I don't even know or care. I just do kind of what I do, take my nibbles and, hopefully I'll have I already do have a nice assortment of free positions. And the idea is just to ride all those into the peak euphoria. So like, I've said before, I kind of consider it all one big giant bet. So like, I know that most of these names are going to give me a double at least once the bull happens. If it happens, probably get a double on almost everything. So I'm just kind of like spreading the jelly out, and I don't know. Not necessarily recommending that though. That's just how I am. I'm not saying anybody has to be like me. Let's see what else is on here that I think is interesting. I've talked about a lot of these things. CRV looks a little bit like CVX. I saw one here. Well, my favorite old Zen, kind of underperforming, but I still think Zen's gonna do fine. Nice. It did finally make kind of a wider W here. Like something like this. I mean, I started nibbling back here. I'm averaging around $9 or so. Didn't want to give me a double yet, but it's just, I was early anyway. I've been in this since May of last year, but you can see that nice wide W and then retested the W here. And Zen's never treated me bad in the past. Like, I don't see why it's going to this time either. Like, if you look at more history, that is a nice looking chart, man. Thing has 21 million out. It's backed by Grayscale. I don't know if that's a plus or a minus these days, but came all the way down against the old W, put in a new W. It's $70 to 38.2. So, I mean, it's like a 7X, well, more than it's 10X actually. If you buy it, you could buy it at $7 or $8 here, probably on a pullback. So I like Zen. OBV is still pointing higher. It went into divergence back here and then still just pointing higher. And actually, you can kind of see the volume has ramped up here of late. So I like Gold Zen. And then I wanted to look at this XCN because I don't even know what that is. Somebody asked me. I mean, I know the name, but I don't know anything about it and I don't have it. Onyx Coin. I guess I can get it on Coinbase though. Oh yeah, now I remember. I think this was a David name or something, but this one's kind of a funky looking chart. I suppose if you're buying 78.6 already, that's pretty good. I don't really love that, but we'll see when it comes back down a little bit more. That's not exciting. And then some of my requests, somebody asked about Hello. On Mexi or Gate, I guess, is it? I'll try Mexi. So this looks a little newer. And I'll just say that's a nice level. So 054 as it comes. If you like this name, I mean, that's the place that I would first consider buying. It looks like it'll probably get hit. And that, sure enough, is 78.6 exactly. So yeah, that's a nice level. As far as like the indicators, I just see an M in OBV, but price is already fully broken. I mean, we have a big M in price too. So I don't know, just let this thing, if you're aggressive, you could just hit that 78.6 level, but you could also just wait for this thing to truly bottom. There's no rush here, in my opinion. Probably is going to hit 78.6 at least. And somebody asked about Alpaca, which I thought this looked pretty interesting. I mean, it's not really buyable right here. The first thing I noticed was OBV went into divergence right here. Like we made a new low. OBV was making a W there. So we went into divergence. Now and actually RSI divergence as well here, confirmed. And then I don't know if, I mean, that's kind of weird looking price action and not really a W, but I like the idea of it pulling back against that level here, which is just sort of like a 4-hour W right there. But it's just sort of bumping along here, not really doing anything. But I suppose That's what alpacas do, right? I don't actually know what alpacas do. Seems like they just kind of meander around though. Um, anyway, I like that one, but not. I don't know. This is a weird looking chart, but you know when you zoom out and give it some context, it's nice sideways channel building here. Probably just wait for a better W would be the safe thing, or at least a pullback down into that 14-cent level. It's kind of what I see. Can I buy it? I'm not sure. Can I buy it on exchange at least? It looks like it's probably an Ethereum name, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Uniswap here. So anyway, there's another one. Core was another request here. I think I got the right one. Maybe Hanya, if you're in here and it's not the right one, you can tell me. But this is on Poloniex. I didn't really see it. Core DAO. I think it's Core. When I type in Core DAO, there's the Poloniex one. But maybe I don't know if these are. Maybe it's that one too. Oh, let's see. How much is it? 71. Who in here trades on Poloniex? Is there anybody watching this right now that uses Poloniex? That'd be interesting to me. I used to love Poloniex well back in the day. So I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. It could be that's a swap. I don't know. Well, if it is this one, I see a Head and Shoulders-y kind of price, or like a bit of a bottom, but it's a little awkward here. I don't really, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what I'd call V bottom, I suppose. It's not really like, this isn't the kind of bottom you want to see, really. Usually that just means that price has to come back down. So I'd probably be looking for something like that down the road. RSI did confirm a divergence though, so I suppose the next W is buyable. It's just, you know, even OBV is technically in potential divergence, not quite confirmed yet. That looks, I don't know, it looks okay. And then Kanto was the last, and this is kind of interesting. I mean, didn't get a nice W here. I mean, there's no previous W bottom, so we're just sort of testing the range lows again. No real bottom, but yet we are getting down against range lows, probably below 78.6 right now. Or sitting right at 78.6, I should say. And OBV looks heavy to me, still not bottom, and RSI looks heavy too. So probably the best thing is just let these round out, you know, or that's not what I want to do. Just like this should, you know, look a little more rounder. It's not, I don't know if it'll take all the way to here or not, but you get the point. Just let it kind of, I mean, you know, the charts that I like I like that Zen, for example, that have just already made a big deal of that rounding out. They've already completed that. So you might wait for that. If you're super aggressive, I mean, I can't fault anybody for just nibbling here at 78.6 around 15 cents, 16 cents, and just, you know, selling on a double, not even you know, just a bearish retest of this M gives you a double. So certainly fine. Location's good. It's just that's about all you have here is location. Or not about, that's all you have. And ICX in the chat, Constantine wants to look at. ICX. Oh, whoops. Well, I'll look at OKX. Never look at OKX. Who trades on OKX? Never hear about that anymore. We'll look at it here for fun, though. Nice chart. I mean, damn. Yeah, that looks like Ren and like Kava. They're sort of in the same chart pattern and looks totally good to me. Look at OBV. Nice point and higher in divergence, like divergence there. And then we bottomed and now it's just still making new highs, even maybe making a new high currently. Yeah, so not like tons of volume, but kind of tried to, you know, and not really. There's a nice W. Like if we want to zoom in and hunt that little W, that's great. Maybe you're lucky enough to get a pullback to 19 cents. That'd be a nice level. And it's a little higher than Ren. Like Ren and Kava did pull back against the lows a little deeper already, and that's an M right there. So you know there is an M, and we're retesting the M. So the chances of it breaking down again and coming into this level are pretty good, I'd say. RSI never quite got overbought here, but I mean, if it doesn't just rip from here, which who knows, I think it's likely it'll come and test that level there, which is, you know, if I zoom in, draw some fibs, what do you think? That looks like kind of like a 88.6er actually, but it is 78.6. God, my guessing is way off, but that's, you know, that's the point here. W came in off of 78.6, not the prettiest W, but it's there. So I bet you the chances of getting a fill on that level or step it up a little bit above 78.6, you know, like 19.38 or something, just so you don't get front run. And seems like a bounce right off that level wouldn't be a huge surprise, especially with OBV looking like that. So I like that one. Can I actually buy this one somewhere easy? Maybe on, oh, that's maybe on Kraken. I gotta see if. So cool, ICX. See, like I could just go over to my Notion journal now and just click like add right here and just throw it in here and it'll just save. And, you know, I could, whatever, I can add the rest if I want or just save it for later. And now I got it in my watch list, and at least tomorrow when I open up my screen, I know that's one that I added recently. So it's kind of cool, just playing around, but I think it could be very helpful actually. It's free. You don't have to pay for this. I mean, you can pay, but the free, if it's just you and you're not sharing it with people, I think it's always free. You can put as much stuff on here as you want. The only thing I'll add is I did mess around with exporting and stuff. And if you're like making, like if I made a page here and started adding a bunch of stuff here and then export it as a CSV, I lose that. So I don't know, like you might not get to keep your data. So you got to, you know, be careful what you want to, if you want to like, in this case, I'm not using this as my trade log. I'm just using it as sort of like a journal to keep track of everything and share with you guys and all that. So if I end up losing it, it won't be the worst thing ever, but just kind of cool. So I like that one. What else we got? Anybody else have any good ideas? What's Bitcoin doing here on because it's kind of breaking here. The trend is being tested for sure here. I don't know. I mean, that was an 88.6 tag there, so we shouldn't, it's not a huge surprise price got all wonky there as we came up into that fib level. Still very much trending higher here, though. I don't think I have a OBV or anything on here. What does like a 1 hour OBV look like? Let's see. I can put it over here. Yeah, I mean, it just sort of emmed out and broke down here. And it looks like some sellers stepped up, at least on Binance. Which that's a funny thing. Like this, I'm always amazed. I guess this was just Binance. I mean, you can kind of see the shift away from Binance if you look at Bitcoin like on a weekly chart like this. Look at the volume right here. I'm like always like, everything changed for Binance right here on May or March of last year. Like it is like volume was building and then it just went like ghost town on this USDT pair. I always find that fascinating when I see that. I mean, if you look at like Coinbase, it just sort of looks normal. I mean, it definitely had less volume through there, but it didn't really, you know, it just looks a little more normal. Something shifted with Binance when I guess they got in trouble and all that stuff. But man, that USDT chart just doesn't seem to have any volume anymore. It just went to nothing here. What else do I have in my, I mean, this list, like that's the problem is part of why I wanted to use that Notion thing is, like this list ended up just because of these shows. I was just like throwing stuff in here and adding, and then it becomes like a mess. And I don't even know, like, you know, I lose track of stuff. And, you know, this was the old part of the weekly W list from like a while back. I mean, like this ATA was one I got interested in and then forgot about. Let's look at that one. Damn, nice looking chart. A little late here. I mean, that was a great time to be a buyer back here. So I don't know, nothing to do now, but man, that's the chart right there. It's even making a wider W right now. So like hunting pullbacks for this is a no-brainer in my opinion. So that one looks good. Like, and then I guess like, do I have this one in my Notion journal? Let's see. I don't remember if I put it in here. Yeah, I do. On the 23rd, I guess I put it in there. So, and I could potentially buy it on Bing X, although don't get me started on the issues I've had lately. Not with Bing X specifically, but with my Google Gmail account that was tied to my Bing X account. I don't want to talk about that, but I had some problems. Let's just leave it at that. And these fuckers, man, they can just shut you off whenever they want. I mean, we're so like enslaved to these mega tech companies. But anyway, ATA, I like that one. I guess I could go buy it on Bing X potentially. Anybody got anything? I mean, I'm coming up on an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know. I'm happy to chat more if people want to look at stuff. What else do I have that I could think of? It's not really buyable, but I do think coin. I mean, great example of a head and shoulders. I love this coin chart, man. I mean, Bitcoin put in a pretty nice head and shoulders, but this is a, head and shoulders came in, had RSI divergence on the left shoulder to the head, and then broke out the head and shoulders, came back and tested the neckline, which that was the level to like. I mean, that was a great level to look at like hunting like lower time frame longs and stuff, and then just ripped right up into the target, which is 197. So it just basically completed that pattern. That's pretty cool. And I suppose now it's just in the dump chaser zone. So we'll see what Coinbase does here. And if the whole, if Bitcoin doesn't slow down, this will probably just keep heading higher here. Never really saw the insiders loading up again. I find that fascinating. Like if you look at FinViz, it seems like they never bought back, which sort of surprises me. Yeah, like they were like selling this thing into the ground. All like even Fred Urshan was selling all the way into I guess that was February of that was 2021. So that was, or wait, I guess no, that's now. So it's like they never bought back. I find that fascinating. There's no insider buying on Coinbase. It's very interesting. Because of course they unloaded at the top on the IPO. So I don't know, like it seems like you'd see some buys in there. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it doesn't seem like they loaded up here. Surprising. Maybe they don't, maybe they know that Coinbase is always going down too. But I don't know, Coinbase, like they're like the US Wall Street darlings. They're not going to go anywhere. Not the best place to the fees are higher and, people have a horror story for every exchange, to be honest. So I don't know if they're any better or worse. Actually, I will say randomly though, Bing X, I got in the chat support on Bing X, and a person got with me right away in the chat. I was shocked. I don't think I've ever. I don't know. Maybe Bing X is pretty cool. Like it was like a live person, and it was just like I wasn't getting my confirmation or the confirmation code email. It was just not coming, and I had said that in the chat, and within minutes, this person had like reset some, I don't know what they were doing. They said they reset something and wait 5 minutes and try again, and it worked. And I was just shocked that somebody actually, like a live person, talked to me in less than a few minutes. That seems impossible in crypto tech support. So maybe Bing X is the, who knows? But I did think that was awesome. So there's my shill for Bing X. Like my referral code is in this, in the YouTube comments here. It's actually not, but I'm shilling Bing X. I'm going out on a wing here. Don't let me down, Bing X. Also, I find it fascinating that their platform is the exact same as Qcoin. So it's like somebody, I don't know if Qcoin maybe even secretly owns Bing X, but I swear their platform is almost the exact same. It has even the same quirks that were annoying about trading on Qcoin. They're also on Bing X. I find that very it's interesting to me. There's some sort of connection there, same developers or something. I don't know. Oh, no more requests. It looks like I don't know how many people are listening right now, but there's a handful. It looks like. What else can I talk about? I don't know. We could Well, I didn't really get into the Solana memes. I kind of did, but I didn't want to. I didn't talk about all of them. Let's see. I think Popo. Maybe they're gonna mint those NFTs. I don't know, but like, I mean, this also is very similar to all the meme coins right now. Like, it started W and broke out pretty nicely. Now it's just falling apart here. They kind of botched their mint, their NFT mint. Kind of got all messed up on Sunday, that was, and now they're maybe redoing it today. I don't know when it is, but doesn't look great here for Mr. Popo. That's what I'm worried about, that bread. I'm worried about this happening. Like, I'll go buy that W and it's just going to fall apart, because that's what's happened to a lot of these. So I'm not really that ambitious. Like, what's Brett doing now? It's just probably, it's still sitting there. I mean, it's tempting. For sure, it's tempting. It looks nice. It's just, we'll see if it falls apart here. I guess I did talk about several of these. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's not really. I mean, Vaughn Speed's another one that tried to W and then just fell apart. You know, it was trying really hard through here at the bottom and just couldn't. So I like this 21 EMA. It's just like, it's a good gate. You can see how it just wasn't ready to go. It kept getting rejected there. So really, you want to see the EMA consolidate against price as this rounded bottom comes out. And then eventually, like that Brett is doing right now, it'll W through it and find support above it. So, I mean, Brett looks like, you know, this as a different example. That's what you want to see. Like, if this was not a meme coin, I'd be more excited. But like, the fact that this is just you know, I mean, it's funny. It's like they're trying to make it like the, you know, I don't know, like the Pepe of bread or of Sol. Yeah, what ETH has Pepe, Sol has Brett. I don't know. Just another meme coin, man. There's so many of these things. But point being, it's a nice chart, but I don't know. The chances of it actually taking off here seem lower to me than the charts tell me. But, you know, it is a W. W's. This Spiro also had some like interesting FA for a minute there, and it kind of looks, I mean, it's trying. I did buy it like right here, I guess. So I'm like sitting basically at break even. And somebody like took this coin over, and I don't know, it seemed like it was a pretty good story. I liked the story. So, but I mean, I don't see a W there. That's the 4-hour chart. If you look at a daily chart, it probably looks even worse. So probably has a lot of work to do, you know, let that 21 EMA come down and just let it consolidate some more. So I don't know, way early on that one. So anyway, that's a lot of names I just went through. So I don't know if that's helpful or not. It's fun to do and just kind of go through them all. And I think there's some decent buys. I think the names I like the most out of all the ones I just talked about were like the Ren and the Kava and the ones that kind of look like that, like that just have that long drawn out bottom in process and are still pretty close to being buyable. Like anything like that, I'm pretty into. I bought high recently, like that one, sort of same thing. You know, W's came back against 786. I basically just went and hit near 70, well, just in the middle of the reload zone pretty much. So like, you know, that looks good to me. OBV's pointing higher. I mean, it's a little late now. I mean, what else is in this list I haven't looked at in a long time? KMD. Nice W retest. I mean, KMD's never let me down either, to be honest. Although now it's a little trickier for me to trade. In fact, I don't know. It's hard for me to trade now because I guess it's on is it really on PancakeSwap? I don't know. I do have some sitting in a wallet though. Nice W though. Nice OBV. If you can trade KMD, I like nice sideways channel. I mean, looks super viable. Well, as it comes back, I don't really want to chase it right there, but as it comes back down into that level, I think that's pretty good. What else is in this list? I mean, I talked about Dash and like some of the Dino coins last week, and they do look good. It's just a question of whether you're interested in trading. I mean, maybe they're going to be a little sluggish this time around, but like Dash looks nice. It looks like it retests that W level again. Same thing with XLM, I think is a really nice looking chart. Just sort of also never let me down. I don't know. That one's sitting at like Mountain Man basically, but nice W. It doesn't look great on RSI, and OBV's hanging in there, but definitely in the Dino coin land. I don't know. It's definitely not shiny and new, that's for sure. And I wonder what XLM even does now. I have no idea. I mean, I know the project's still sort of happening, but I don't know what their value add is, if there is even such a thing in crypto. I was talking about IDEX recently. That one looks nice. Yeah, nice looking chart. I mean, that's perfect. Nice OBV pointing higher. W's coming in, retest the W. Now it's taken off a little bit, but just making a wider W. So if you even just want to draw, I don't know, draw a reload zone off the lows here maybe, and just kind of hunt. You know, it already tagged mount. Oh, that's 50% level. Sorry, but yeah, like, you know, 6 cents, 5.5 cents down here as it dips down in the reload zone seems good to me. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's it for me. I don't know. I could keep going. It's just all gonna be more of the same. I mean, I've just talked about like 50 names. Fuck. Hopefully you found one of those that you like out of 50. I mean, not all of the names I talked about were viable, but I think I had talked about quite a lot that are. I mean, probably the end point here is just we're not too late. Like if you're just getting started here, not too late. You just got to be diligent about not chasing markets, and then maybe some of the high flyers you got to just sort of either miss them or work your bids and hopefully get lucky. Or maybe if you have a trend continuation setup, like, I mean, that would be a fun thing to do sometime is like look at THGs. We could look at a few of them. Like, like FET ripped today. Like was there a 1 hour trade? I haven't put that on here. This was like the trade that they were taking earlier. And yeah, it didn't quite give an entry right there, but I mean, it did back here. So like if you're trading FET on this is a 1 hour THG. So you could have been getting interested back here basically on that. Like you see the W's coming in there and then THG turned green. You could have even hit it right there. And look at that trade. That would have been like a fucking monster. That's a little early. You'd have definitely been kind of front running THG a little bit, but man, that's like that's a 15 bagger right there. Or you could have hit it here and you're still, somewhere around 14, depending on where your stop was. Or you could have hit it here and still a 10R at least. Probably bigger, 13R. That was a reasonable place. And hell, you could have even been chasing up here still. I mean, that's the point of THG. So if we get into a situation where these high flyers aren't going to come, we don't get the dip we want, then we might just have to switch to this sort of approach and swing trade these things on the long side. I mean, even here, even hitting it like here was probably still producing a 3-to-1 or something. Not quite. Well, maybe actually. Well, 2-to-1 probably. So that's FET. What's another one that's been kind of strong lately? Or maybe what's like Doge? Like I have one on Doge. Or wait, where do I have it on? Kraken. Woo! Doge ripped, yeah. I cheated a little bit here because it didn't. I just kind of hit the market here because I wanted to do doggy market and stuff. So I cheated a little. I didn't actually get a real fire here. So this one doesn't count actually, but I did get long Doge. And you can see I'm just I'm just letting this thing. I mean, that was the 2-to-1 target, but now this thing's up at 5-to-1. I'm just going all in on doggy market. Actually, I'm just sort of using this as my. I didn't want to disrupt my my little lady Doge. Little old Doji. Let's look at a couple more though. This is fun. What would be like another one that maybe is a trade now? Like, I mean, we could go and like look at crypto bubbles. I already had it up here. Like, I mean, you can see Doge in there. Like Ordinals has been hot lately. Like, what is that one doing? I don't know where to trade that exactly, but Ordi. So like this one kind of late here, but you can see THG fired right there and right here. That was a little early. There was only one step right there, so probably better to hit it here. But yeah, you know, that this trade's on right now, I suppose, and probably would have done something like that and probably hit 3-1 and then came back down. And now it's actually I mean, I don't know if I want to chase it right there, but technically it fired right here too. So that one seems reasonable. And yeah, you could kind of see how nice W back here, and we retest it. So if this thing's gonna trend, I mean, you could see how it could easily, you know, maybe go after this high at least. So that one's okay, not the best. What else is uppy here? APT maybe we already looked at, or Pepe. Well, I know that Paul already had it. Well, I think that was like a lower time frame one, but what did Pepe do on the 1 hour? Boom. See, like this one, man. This is why THG is cool. I mean, this is an hourly chart. It's a nice swing. It's pretty slow swing trading. You know, you saw that if you found this W, you saw that W come in maybe, and then, you know, we broke this wide W out here. You could have hit it right there, and that's a monster. I got to do more of this, actually. I keep meaning to, and then just... I mean, that's a 22R to right here. And that was just on, well, that was the 11th. So you'd have been, you know, this trade would have been going on for a couple weeks here now. But it didn't even threaten to stop you out, really. I guess here, if you had your stop right on the line, you'd have been pissed. But, you know, I like to use at least one step. So you'd have almost gotten shaken out there. And yeah, it was turning red on you, but you're still long. And technically, you'd just still be in this trade with your stop right here or right here. That's a 22R in a couple weeks. That's not so bad. Floki. Oh yeah, I saw people talking about Floki. Like, let's look at that one. Somebody asked about Floki. We'll look at it on the weekly chart too, but I'm gonna look at this first because, yeah, look at this one. Same kind of thing. Like, you know, there was this high here you might have been watching and it got rejected, and you're like, okay, well, it's still red, and they rejected the high, but then it started Wing out again here, and like technically, this was the probably first real firing right there. So you would have hit Floki right here with your stop to like, maybe that step would have been more ideal. This step here is kind of small, so I'd have probably gone for there. And this one's at 7.7R, so not bad. Let's look at Floki zoomed out too. So yeah, the THG swings, you know, that's why that thing rips. And if we just like, once we're in like up only market, which we're kind of getting into sort of, I suppose, like, man, those kind of swing trades, like just, you know, nice hourly chart, not even talking like 5 minute, like, you know, Paul likes to trade the 5 minute chart, which is a great other strategy too. But like, you could trade these 1 hour swings without leverage just in the spot market. It's a little harder to manage your stop, but like, you can do it. I mean, you could, with THG, it's not harder because you could just only use a trailing stop if you want and not actually have a target working. So you could just use the spot market, or you could still, you know, have a target, sell half on a 3X or like a 3-to-1 or something, and then just trail the rest. That's a pretty good approach. As far as this on the weekly chart, there's not a lot of here to work with. It's kind of hard to chase it. I basically see ABCD completing right now, which is actually a sell level. So I don't know. Yeah, you can see how the ABCD is now completed. So can't chase it here. Definitely ripping. And if you're in that long, this long, then yeah, you're just waiting, laughing. But I don't know. As an investor, I can't do anything with Floki here. Problem with new THGs, I imagine, is everything kind of ripped. Like, maybe let's see if we can find something that's tradable now. Like something that hasn't popped too hard today, but maybe, I don't know, like Blur has been one that people like. I don't know. What is that one doing? Blur. You hear about that one here and there. You could trade the Binance swap. Ugh. See, like, also the cool thing about THG is you can quickly see that you got no business. You know, this is just choppy. It's been back and forth between green and red. It just stopped everybody out if you were trying to get long right here. This one's like a no-no. That one's not going to work. I didn't look at APT, but it's already up 20. How about FTM up 3.9% today? FTM. I mean, as it was breaking out here, like, I mean, I suppose right there is kind of a wide stop here. But, you know, that trade kind of worked, and then maybe you got stopped out right here. But just for fun, we'll throw it on there and just, you know, probably use that step. Maybe look for a 3-to-1, which we didn't get. So yeah, this one was sort of a, you know, it doesn't work every time, that's for sure. And then for that matter, you're going to get stopped out a fair bit, you know, trying to catch these high flyers. You're going to probably take a few losses along the way. So like this one's not looking so great. Maybe you were trailing your stop and got stopped out already, but we tried our best. Where's my crypto bubbles? Let's see if we can find a couple more. I don't know. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I usually go 2 hours, so I don't know if keep listening or not. Maybe we'll find something. How about Agix? That one's been really strong lately. Looks ugly. Not gonna work. How about, God, I'm kind of curious what KCS is doing. That's the KuCoin exchange coin. I'm not gonna trade this, but I'm just curious like what it's doing. Actually, like zoomed out here. Really quick, I just want to look at the weekly chart. I'm just curious what Mr. KuCoin's up to lately. Because this thing, yeah, pretty ugly chart to be fair. But for THG, I mean, it's fired right now, so I don't know. Maybe, yeah, you know, it's broke to a new high, kind of got rejected, came back and hit the entry. So that one's, I don't know. Not really, I don't know about trading this one in particular, but, you know, it fired here. It's okay. What else we got? Yeah, Paul's in the chat saying you don't need a big win rate at that kind of risk reward. Yeah, even if you're at 50% win rates, you're you know, 50% win rate, but you're banging out like on average more than 3-to-1, and sometimes every once in a while a 20-to-1. You're gonna do pretty good. You just have to have the nerve to take some losses here and there. How about HNT? That's been one that's been really strong over the last while, really. This is like is this maybe the best coin on, or the most useful coin on Solana? I don't know. Like, it's a real project, at least. It's not just like a meme coin. It has a full on, yeah, like this one's, I don't like, I think it's a little early because it, you know, we only got like one good step and then it went sideways. So maybe you're a little early, but nonetheless, it's, I don't like it because it's really just getting up into short reload zones against this M. So you kind of, you know, you want to find one that's trending already. Like back here, nice W, and it broke out strong. I could have seen hitting it in there as we were sort of kind of the same thing. We were going after the high. Maybe you waited to even hit it there, and that was okay-ish. Not bad, but not. Maybe if this steps up a couple more times, and yeah, I mean, it fired though. To be fair, it's fired right there. So you could have just taken that trade if you want. I suppose if we like zoom out a bit and just see what helium's doing, it's. This is well, that's a 1 hour. Let's look at let's look at like a 4-hour chart really quick. I mean, you could see the W and the nice Wyckoff check. I mean, you could argue it's sort of trying to trend higher here. I don't know. That one's not so bad. What else? I'm just doing a commercial for THG. I don't think, is anybody in here new? Is there anybody in here that's not already hanging out with us on a daily basis? If you are new, I'm talking about this THG indicator that Paul, our fearless leader, created. That's just designed to capture trends, and it might be, or not might be, it's going to be wildly valuable in a bull market and even right now. But it also would be a great thing to pivot to if you're not really getting those cheap altcoin fills that we want. And of course, it's available to everybody that's a premium member. And for that matter, if you join our Capio One school education program, then you get it for life for free. So, or not for, well, you pay for the school and then we give you that indicator. And we are, you know, if anybody's interested in signing up for our Capio One program, we are taking new signups. And this is one of the setups that we actually spend some time on in that course. So what else is in here that I could, and this is one approach. I'm looking at crypto bubbles and just kind of looking to see what's sort of uppy today. Of course, you could do that anywhere. And just the idea is you want to find trending markets. We're not trying to find ranging markets. We're looking for things that are already establishing a trend. And so one way to do that is just look at, something that's already up a little bit on the day, so you can, go check it out and see what it's doing. Like, did I look at that CFX? I don't think I did. Like, that one caught my eye here. And I'm just pulling up like the spot market. So, I mean, today, this was sort of what happened today. Everything was looking pretty uppy, and then Bitcoin ripped and these things kind of got knocked back down a bit. I suppose Bitcoin kind of got knocked back down a bit. Hell, we didn't even really look at Bitcoin THGs, did we, for actual trades? I mean, you can't trade it now, but like in the past, there was probably one. This didn't really fire yet. I mean, it's starting to fire now, but it's only got one step here. So we were trending through here, but it was real choppy. I mean, you could have argued, it didn't really get a good signal here on this one. I'm going to look at Bitcoin really quick and just look at the past on Bitcoin for a second here and see what happened. I mean, that was January 26th. It started firing there. You could have argued that wasn't that bad. Like, so you could have hit it right there and you would have stayed long maybe the whole time. That's crazy. Yeah, if you would have hit Bitcoin there, you would have had a close call here, but your stop should have been below that line. And then you're just riding it here, another close call, and maybe got stopped out, but maybe not. So even Bitcoin, you could have taken a trade in January and ridden this thing. Like this is going to be a monster, depending on where you had your stop. Like say we did one step. I mean, still a 13-to-1 on Bitcoin and since January 28th. So almost a month, or a month exactly. Today's the 28th. So in 1 month, you could have banged out a 13R on Bitcoin. You might have gotten stopped at. It all depends on how tight your stop. I mean, a perfect example, you don't really want your stop right on the line. Anyway. I'm sure Ethereum too. Let's look at that one. What the hell? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this is I don't know why I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know. Just fun. Hopefully nobody's hopefully it's okay. I don't know. I mean, Ethereum, that W broke out on February 6th. Didn't really fire truly until right there. I don't think. Let's see. Technically it did just barely hit it right there. So you might have gotten lucky. And I mean, this one's also, notice it never even tested the stop here. 12.69. That's pretty good. So anyway, I think I've shown that this works. That's probably enough of that. If anything, I'm like, damn, I need to be paying more attention to this shit. Hell, it works on the stock market too. I have ones. I mean, I still have one. Well, it was kind of two setups, but yeah, I still have one going that's been going forever on this one. To be fair, I didn't use THG to get in on it, but I mean, I'm long from this W, and I've still just been trailing my stop below THG, and it's just, I mean, it's not very exciting, fucking crypto. I mean, this, but I mean, stocks, sorry. But it does work. I mean, this was the trade, though, actually. I was just buying that W. So that doesn't fully count. But I have had other, I've had several of these 1 hour THG setups on stocks. Not lately, more like last year I was trading them. I mean, like even these crypto stocks, maybe there's something, maybe Zoom. Zoom's been kind of uppy lately. Like, let's see what Zoom's doing. So you can see it starting. Like, I mean, Zoom broke out here on that buyback that I was talking about, but I don't know, maybe. Or Beyond, maybe Beyond had one. The stocks are a little trickier though, because then you're holding these overnight. It gets a little more complicated, but I mean, you could see Beyond was sort of firing there, but this is thin too. I don't know. So But point being is you can use it on anything. So anyway, there's my so I talked about a ton of altcoins. I talked about a bunch of these THGs. Bitcoin's just hit 86. Be forewarned, there probably will be some epic dump here. Wen was ripping. Actually, I don't know if I talked. Oh, I did talk about Wen a little bit, and you can see THG firing here. I mean, nice one right there. Started getting our nice steps. Everything turned green. I suppose you'd just be long right now. Probably haven't hit your. Maybe you hit your 3-to-1. See if maybe that stopped there. Yeah, so just missed your 3-to-1 here, but you're basically still long with nothing to do except wait. You could even have your stop almost at scratch here or whatever you wanted to do there, but that one, I mean, and hopefully you can see that this one could ease. I mean, who knows what this is going to do? And there's not a lot of history here because, you know, it's newer and then this is new on KeyCoin. But, you know, if it wants to start ripping, this might be one of those big high flyers down the road. So, yeah, anyway, kind of starting to lose my voice. So if anybody has any questions here at the end, I'll happily answer them. Otherwise, I'll probably start wrapping it up. And I'll just... I guess give the regular shill here. We got a giveaway going on Twitter again. So make sure you go get involved in this. Should just be the pinned tweet on our profile here at crypto_T_arena. Giving away 100 USDT. 1 month of access on CTA. You could play with that THG for that whole month. And 15 STRK. I don't even know how much. Those are like $2 or something, right? So it's like $30. I don't know how much STRK is. And we're going to do that on March 10th. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday in our weekly crypto review show, we'll do this giveaway. So all you got to do is go and like, repost, and tag 3 friends. And you might as well give us a follow too. Looks like we got 2,900 followers. So we have creeped up like a good, I don't know, 700 or so followers in the last month, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Which is cool. So we're just slowly growing. And you can even see some THGs. Like, so these are some of the lower time frame ones. Like, I don't know which one this is. Oh yeah, BNB. Like, yeah, like, so this one took from like, I don't know, the 16th of February or something like that was that. And then till now it's up. It looks like it's up quite a lot. So this is a 1 hour chart. Sorry, this isn't 5. So this is that same kind of swing trading I was just talking about. Maybe, or that's that one. What else has Paul got here? Oh, this is the Pepe one. So this is a 5-minute one. You could see the same thing. Like, got the long. I didn't have my signals on. I have those turned off, but you can see how it fires a signal for you. Could have entered there. He had to stop 1 step below, and just now this thing's ripping. And you'd probably see some more here on Twitter too. Like there's another one. Or that's the BNB one. Already talked about that one. Yeah, if you scroll through Twitter, you'll probably see... well, if anything, you can see the kind of trading that we're up to all the time anyhow. But you probably find some THGs. There's some more here. Joe and Cake. So anyway, got the giveaway coming. I also said, Capia 1 here is actually this here. We got... You know, our Capia 1's basically 3 months of teaching the whole process of trading and along with 4 setups, including this THG. And then we have like a month of just basically your login trades, and we're reviewing them and working directly with you for a month after that. So it's a 4-month kind of program. And then you basically get a year of premium membership. So then there's 8 more months of just also trading with us every day and you know, taking setups like the FET one today that like most of the group except me got. Like everybody was long FET this morning. And you know, and as a premium member, of course, every New York session we have a live trading session, and then sometimes a London session too. And there's trade ideas coming out of there every day, swing trade, day trading. And even some investing, you know, the investment stuff sort of gets thrown in with all that too, just, you know, when we're just talking about stuff. So yeah, it's $1,000, basically $990. Includes a year membership, and really a year membership's like 500 or whatever anyway, or I don't even know how much it costs, to be honest, somewhere around there. So And then you get permanent access to THG, that indicator I was just talking about. So that's our Capital One. We're taking registrations for that. Well, now really, without a set start date just yet. So reach out to me directly, or you can hit us up on Twitter or whatever if you're interested in that. So I'll shill our school a little bit. Also just shill our premium membership. You know, like I said, we have the Monday through Friday New York session, live trading. We also have Thursdays now. There's Stefan and one guest, usually Bochan. I think he's on vacation right now or something, but you know, basically they're doing a show every Thursday that just covers like new shiny names, trying to get a handle on all the future 100xers in crypto. So they do that on Thursdays, and then and then also there's like there's some other things going on here too. For premium members. And then of course we do, like I do this show on Wednesdays for the general public. We do another show on Sundays. Paul and I just talking about sort of like bigger market cap investment plan for altcoins. Paul makes a video 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, for a daily plan, just during the London session, just setting levels for the day, and also highlighting those THGs when they come up. Like I think that Pepe one maybe came out of one of those, I can't remember. But oftentimes he'll highlight some what he's seeing as far as potential THGs, so that you might get trade ideas from watching that show. And yeah, we're just cranking along, making quite a lot of content, really. What else did I miss? I don't know. Well, and of course, in our premium, in our group, we have our airdrop room. Everybody's working hard on farming airdrops. We also have a DeFi channel, which is just also kind of more of that same idea of finding new shiny objects and just making sure they're getting posted in there. New shiny names that might do well down the road, mostly on chain stuff. And we have our degen room, which is kind of like shitcoining and like, scalping meme coins and also just scalping any market really. And we have our investment channel, which is more the kind of stuff I often talk about in this show and on Sundays. And so, yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, we're cranking out trade ideas like left and right. So that's what we're all about here, is just trading setups and hunting ideas. So if that interests you, feel free to pop in and at least join the giveaway. So maybe you'll win a premium membership for a month and you can check it out, or just join our Discord on the free side. You can go to cryptotradersarena.com. I think I have it pulled up here, and just scroll down and join our Discord. And the free room, we basically talk about more longer term ideas, not so much the scalping and day trading. We kind of keep it to investment ideas. And of course, you can find links to the daily plan video and the weekly show that we do on Sundays here too. And that's about it. I think I covered most of our offering there. And I didn't really have any good jokes today, which sucks. Maybe I at least made someone laugh. But I did hear a funny joke, though. Wait, I forgot it already. Damn it, what was it? Never mind, I forgot it. I don't want to... I tell other people's jokes, I'll just botch it anyway, so... All right, I guess that's it for me. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. And I will see you next Tuesday here, and also just in the New York session tomorrow if you're a premium member. And I'll leave it at that. So take care, everybody. I guess I don't have any great goodbyes after that. So I'll just talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.